Good evening and welcome to State of Business on our television. I'm Chamath Fernando. Let's have a look at the headlines. A delegation of Indian business leaders engages in a business tour in Sri Lanka. PUCSL creates an open forum to discuss renewable energy issues. Now the news in detail. A prominent business delegation from India met with President Andrew Kumar Dissanayake at the Presidential Secretariat recently following his invitation during an official visit to India. The delegation, cooperated by the Confederation of Indian Industry, includes heads of around 20 prominent Indian companies. Indian delegation is focusing on emerging opportunities in energy, infrastructure, the digital economy, tourism, agriculture and entrepreneurship. President Dissanayake assured the visiting investors that Sri Lanka has entered a new phase of stability, with the government prioritizing transparency, economic reform and the elimination of past corruption and inefficiencies that once hindered foreign investments. President Dissanayake noted that legislative and institutional frameworks have been reinforced to attract and safeguard long-term, large-scale investments. The President further highlighted the importance of regional cooperation and said Sri Lanka is giving special attention to regional investors by providing the necessary facilities and incentives. The Public Utilities Commission of Sri Lanka hosted a key public consultation yesterday aimed at addressing the challenges faced by renewable energy developers. The consultation, held at the Bandaranaike Conference Hall, brought together a wide range of stakeholders from across the renewable energy sector. The initiative has held under Section 17 of the Public Act No. 35 of 2002, which mandates the Commission to engage with the public on issues of national interest. According to the PUCSL, the goal of this consultation is to listen to concerns, gather suggestions and find solutions to key bottlenecks faced by industry players, especially in areas such as project approvals, grid integration and tariff structures. Dr. Shyam Pathiraja, chairman of the Solar Park Construction Association, said a larger number of stakeholders will be presenting their views during the session. He highlighted the need for improved regulatory clarity and better facilitation to accelerate renewable energy projects across the country. Meanwhile, responding to recent industry concerns, Mr. Ravindra Bandar clarified that the government has not introduced any cuts on renewable energy development. He reassured stakeholders that the administration remains committed to promoting sustainable energy generation. Expressing his views at the public consultations, the Vice President of the Solar Industries Association, Asaka Thennakon, said that the decision taken by the government O/tariffs for the solar energy is biased and one-sided. He accused that the tariff committee is trying to safeguard the interest of a few rather than considering the needs of the whole country.
කමිටිය එකේ සංයුතිය ගැන අපිට ලොකු ප්‍රශ්නයක් තියෙනවා. මේක අපි ෆ්ලෝඩ් ප්‍රොසෙස් එකක් කියලා අපි මේ කියන්නේ. පළවෙනි දේ තමයි මේක බයස්. මේකේ මහජන මේ මෙච්චර මහජන සහභාගීත්වයක් නැහැ ටැරිෆ් කමිටි එකේ ඉන්නේ CB එකේ කට්ටියයි මිනිස්ට්‍රි ඔෆ් පවර් එනර්ජි එකේ කට්ටියයි ලෙකෝ එකේ කට්ටියයි. ඉතින් මහජනතාව නියෝජනය කරන්න ඉන්නේ ඔබතුමන්ලා. මහජනතාව වෙනුවෙන්. නමුත් ඔබතුමන්ලාගේ සහභාගීත්වයක් එතන නැහැ. ඉතින් ඒගොල්ලෝ තනි මතයට ගිහලා මහජනතාව ආරක්ෂා කරන්න ඉන්නේ. ඔබතුමන්ලා හිටියට ඔබතුමන්ලාගේ සහභාගීත්වයක් නැහැ. ඒ වගේම අපේ සහභාගීත්වයකුත් නැහැ. ප්‍රොසියුමර්ස්ලාගේ සහභාගීත්වයකුත් නැහැ. ඒතකොට ඒක තනි කර ෆ්ලෝඩ් එකක්. ඒතකොට ඒක one sided and biased.
Stay tuned. We will return after this commercial break. Welcome back. Cabinet spokesman and Minister Dr. Nalinda Jayatissa has expressed optimism that the United States will deliver a favorable response before the 8th of July, potentially easing fears of a serious economic blow. Addressing the weekly post-cabinet press briefing, Dr. Jayatissa acknowledged that the sweeping tariff measures announced by the US President Donald Trump have rattled markets worldwide. Among them, Sri Lanka faces one of the steepest proposed rates, 44%, due to its trade defect with the US. The tariff includes a baseline 10% levy on all imports, with significantly higher rates targeting countries with whom the US has trade imbalances. With Sri Lanka's export sector, especially garments, highly dependent on the US market, officials have taken urgent steps to mitigate the risk. Dr. Jatisa confirmed that Sri Lankan authorities have held 2 rounds of discussions via video conferencing with the United States Trade Representative's office in Washington. He said the government is hopeful that its proactive diplomacy will help soften the blow and that a final response is expected by 8 or 9 July. Asked about the possibility of a joint statement, Dr. Jatisa said it would be dependent on the outcome of discussions between the US government and the US trade representatives. The Finance Ministry has officially launched the Special Interest Scheme for Senior Citizens 2025, aimed at enhancing financial security for those aged 80 and above through higher-yield fixed deposit options. The scheme took effect on the 1st of July and will run until the end of the year. This new initiative was approved by the Cabinet on June 16th as part of the 2025 budget and is designed to offer better returns on fixed deposit savings for senior citizens during a time of economic transition. According to the Financial Ministry, the scheme addressing rising living costs and falling market interest rates, which have placed a growing financial burden on the elderly, especially when managing critical expenses such as healthcare. Under the scheme, eligible individuals can deposit up to 1 million rupees at any participating bank for a fixed term of 12 months. Depositors will receive either the bank's standard fixed deposit rate or the average weighted fixed deposit rate plus 3%, whichever is high. Interest will be paid monthly. The scheme is being implemented through 17 licensed commercial banks, including 5 state banks and 12 private sector banks. To qualify, applicants must certify that their monthly income is below 150,000 rupees, that the funds deposited are their own, and that they consent to share relevant financial data with the Finance Ministry. Sri Lanka's tourism sector recorded over 138,000 tourist arrivals, marking a 22% year-on-year increase in June. This was revealed in the latest provincial data released by the Sri Lanka Tourism Development Authority recently. So far this year, Sri Lanka has welcomed just under 1.17 million tourists, which represents a 15.6% increase year-on-year. India remained the largest source market, contributing nearly 38,000 tourists in June alone. It was followed by the UK and China, with notable contributions also coming from Australia, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Germany, the US, France, and Canada. For the year to date, India accounts for over 240,000 visitors, or 21% of total arrivals. To reach its annual target, Sri Lanka will now need to attract over 1.83 million more tourists in the next 6 months, an average of 305,000 visitors per month. Stay tuned for the stock update. Trading at Colombo Stock Exchange ended on negative notes today. The all-share price index dropped by 40.87 to close at 18,100.92. The S&P SL 20 dropped by 11.64 to close at 5,347.40. The turnover was over 5.6 billion rupees and over 198 million shares were traded. Up next are Forex rates. That's all our news for today. For this and more, subscribe our channel on YouTube, follow us on Facebook. Take care and good night.